I am Coach Lee with Action Coach Business Coaching, and you are with us on the Entrepreneur Podcast. And my guest today is Alex Badan, and Alex is with GBB Electrical Limited, located near London in the UK. Let's start with the top 3 things you did that made you successful in business, and how can other people follow in your footsteps?
I think everyone is looking for to have a recipe to say we put a bit of a salt, we put a bit of pepper, and that's the recipe for success. But it's not like this. There are loads of ingredients to do it. The things that what I did is not going to be in the same order, but I think the top 3, they are like define your values. That will be one of the things. Make sure that you hold yourself accountable for everything in what you're doing, business and life. And also in the same time, make sure that you'll be in a constant process of learning and to be, of course, willing to learn. Because even when you're doing something, it doesn't have to be a business. It can be your day-to-day life. If you've done something and let's say you failed at something, take the lesson out of it and just use it for the next stage or whatever you are doing. It's the same thing in business. That's why I said one of the things is accountability, because it's very hard for us as a business owner. At the beginning, it was for me to accept that my business is not at the rate and it doesn't grow how I want it to grow because I wasn't growing. The main culprit, to put it like this, is the owner of the business. Sometimes we hold back the business because we are afraid to do a step like hiring, maybe because we are afraid that we got extra responsibility, or sometimes we don't know some information, we don't know it because we haven't yet discovered it, we haven't learned it. That's why if you be in a constant process of learn, you will be learning from other people or from the books that you are learning, the seminars. Talking about seminars, you caught me at one. We just finished one seminar. It's called Growth Club that we are doing here every quarters, where we are planning for the next 90 days. That's another thing that business owners, they don't really do it because they are so busy on doing the day-to-day stuff. They don't really take a day to plan. So one of the things that I always have to say thank you to Action Coach is that they gave me this day where we are stop and planning for the next 90 days.
When we first met and we scheduled this interview, we did not know it was your Growth Club day. And so most Action Coach clients go to Growth Club, like you just mentioned. It's a quarterly event where we work on our business. And you have something sitting next to you. Why don't you go ahead and tell us about that award that you won in Growth Club?
This came today for managed to increase the revenue for the last quarter. We managed to do it with 90%. This is the third one that we managed to get it as a company from the moment that we started working with Action Coach. And every time the first prize that we got at the Crow Club, it was 151% increase from the previous year. And all over the play, I think all over the whole year, we managed to do the 3x the business. And this is not about the prize itself. It's about a statement about everything that we do a day to day, and that it works. So it helps us to grow. That's all it is. Otherwise, it's just a piece of glass. But it's a statement for us that we are doing the right thing.
Well, and Alex, like you said, you're living your values every day. You're being held accountable in life and in business. I'm assuming your business coach is holding you accountable and constant learning, and you live that.
Yeah, I love it because when you see one of the things when we started doing the business, when someone told me about the values, I was like, what's that? I don't need to know the values. But yes, you have to know the values, because my number one values is family. So I wouldn't do anything to harm that thing. Like, for example, the main reason and the push behind it that I'm doing this is to have more time with the family. If my business is not going to give me that, I'm not going to succeed in it because it takes me away from it. But guess what? On the second place is personal growth, and the third place is the business. Because with me, for example, if I will be in a room, depends on 50, 100 people, and someone will talk something about business, I'll be my ears, will be there to find out everything. So yeah, it's very important to find out, because if you don't know what the values are, you will fight against the wall and you don't understand why it doesn't work in the direction that you want, because maybe you'll be good on something and your values may be money and you will be more focused on that side rather than, for example, me on the family. But yeah, it's very important to define your values. And that, like I said, it wasn't the first thing that I did. I've discovered after 3 years being in business, when someone said to me, like, define your values first. So you see exactly what's going to be your route that you're going to follow.
So at this particular time, what's been your biggest challenge and how did you overcome it?
Most of the entrepreneurs, they're going to say, today we heard a very good story about someone telling us that last year they lost a contract of 1.6 million and they were telling us how they were going through. One of the biggest challenges with me is that Every time when the plan is not going accordingly like I wanted to be perfect, is my mental state that I have to fight with it. It's me that I have to fight with it. And it's not easy because I'm not of that. I'm one of the guys that I want to do something today and I want the results yesterday if it's possible. And when the things are not going as planned, I'm not the best company to be honest. And I think I had something like this happen last year. I got a couple of months that it wasn't according to the plan. I wasn't seeing it. I was getting ready to quit. I was thinking it's not made for me. And I think that constant battle with myself, that's what I had to overcome. And I did it in the end, of course, with the help of the people around me, or the help of my coach, the help of my family. It matters. A lot of things. The main thing is family, that it matters to help you overcome these kind of situations.
You talked about personal growth a little bit, but how did you personally have to grow, or what did you have to learn most of all in order to create this success?
To be honest, I will say from the moment that I've started working with Action Coach, is like I was like a machine gun before. I used to fire after all the customers and everyone. In the moment that the Action Coach came into my life, to put it like this, I niched down and I realized this is one of the best thing I've done, to niche down and to learn where you are and to oversee from an iBird's view exactly where you are. That's one of the things. And I learned from sales. That's one of the things that we have to learn. You have to learn from NLP. You have to learn everything basically. I can't tell you that I've done one thing that I've learned and it helped me. Everything that we put it together, it just made me the person that I am today.
So let's take a look at coaching for a minute. Why did you get a coach for your business? Because you maybe could have made it without, but you decided to get a business coach. What made you decide to do that, and how has it been good for you?
I managed to grow this business by myself from, I will say, around 4 figures, whatever it started at that time, to 5 figures all by myself. And after that, it was just a constant that it was repeating itself with a 10-15% increase every year. So I was looking around, learning, reading, and I was like, how can I take this to the next step? Because it wasn't that you always wanted more, but we can see in the market, for example, London market is such a big market and an opportunity for everyone. It's not like I'm the only one and I'm the best. There are loads of companies, loads of work for everyone. And I was like, if the opportunity is there, now I just have to learn how to get to the next step. And from my experience, I've got friends that they worked with Action Coach, for example, from another country, Romania or another country, and I've seen their growth. And I said, if they've done it and they are close friends, I said, I can do it as well. So that means they've seen something in there. Because sometimes we look at all these interviews, Tony Robinson, even Brad Sugars, yeah? When you look at them, they are like 100 millions worth of, and it looks very far, very hard to reach. But when you've got someone that you know, I was with you at the same level and he managed to get at a 1.2 or whatever 3 millions, yeah, it's like we were the same people, so we can do it. So it's more achievable for you to do it that way rather than to look at the big guys, because it looks out of reach a bit when we're talking about Tony Robinson, Brad Sugar, like 100 millions.
And that's a wrap for today's epic conversation here on Epic Entrepreneurs. If you enjoyed this episode, hit that subscribe button, leave a review, share it, or hit that bell. But until next time, let's make sure you keep dreaming, take massive action, and stay epic.